Hello guys, Samarpan this side back again with new tutorial video. In this video we are going to see some data types and data structure that is present in Flutter with dot. Okay, so let's go through the code base and let's see what the data types and data structure present in Flutter with dot. So in the last video we worked with font family to add a custom font that we use Poppins regular. So if you don't see the last video of that series, the link will be maybe here or here. Just go and see the last video, it will be helpful for you. Okay, now let's see about what type of data type is present in Flutter. So as we can see in one of the video of that series, that there is data type of integer. So it is declared for the integer. It is very much simple. For the pointed value, just like if the value is just like 0.02, so for that the variable data type is double. So here we can say okay, for the boolean value, that is true or false, so for that we have the data type of boolean, and we can write the value as false or true. So both at the same time is not possible, so we have to write it the value true or false. And beside that there is another data type that is date time. So date time, so if we want to print the date time, so we can use it in that way as well. So even we can print the date time as well here. So how can we do that? We can if we can write date time dot now, it will represent current date time. So let's see how we can do that. So let's come here under that text we written here in the last video, and let's wrap it under a column and make a different text here. Okay, now what we have to do, now I just want to print date time, but as I said, text widget always take a string. So if we want to make something into the string, we have to use the dot to string. Another method is in the string quotation, you have to give the $sign, and under that bracket, under that curly braces, what we have to do, we have to want to write something that we want to print, and that will be automatically converted to the string. So here I write datetime dot now. Okay, so if I want to hot reload it here, let's see what happened. As you can see, it is showing current date and time, so it is coming in that form. And from the date time there is many more, just like hour, microseconds, since keywords, and many things is present here. So now if I want to print the hour, so if I hot reload it, it is showing 0 because now is around the 12 AM now, so that is showing 0. So if I want to print the month here, if the option is present there, yeah, so if I print the month, it is showing 3 because it is the March currently. So I am now recording the video in the March, so the video will be coming out in the April itself. Okay, so in that way you can print anything that is not string through that string interpolation. Beside that, as I said, there is also a data type name as string, and we print that things under the text widget. So here in that way you can add the data type of string. Okay, so that's the measure of data type majorly used in Flutter. Beside that, there is some built-in data structure that is present in Flutter to ease your progress. So first data structure in Flutter that is present, it is list. Okay, so what is list? That is list. So list is the sequence of many of the elements. So just like there is some elements in that way that is present under that container, and that is actually called the list. If you having the basic knowledge of data structure or any other programming languages, you know what is list and all of the things. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to give that of a variable just like list, and we have to specify the data type as well. So how can we specify the data type? We can specify the data type in that way. So if we want to specify the data type in that way, that will be the, if we hover it, you can see this is showing list dynamic. So it is telling that this list will be type of dynamic. That's like any value can be insert here. So if I give here Samarpan, that will be taking accepted and there is no error is coming. Okay, because this is the list of dynamic. Okay, so but if I now just mention that will be only list of integer, as you can see in the string that is error coming. So here you can if we write 3, it is showing. So in that way you can specify the list data type. So in the list there is many operation. You can print the list here. So what we can do, we can print the list in that way, list.map. As I know that we can print the list through the list view. That will be very much easy, but we can also print in that way as well. So what we have to do, we have to first copy that thing and paste it here, and what we have to do, we have to, under that we have to write E. Okay, and as you can see, map is return iterable function. So for that, for if anything is iterable, we can convert it to the list so that it will be so in a sequence manner. But here is the error coming because under that column you can't add a list directly. You have to spread the value in the column or row, otherwise that will not work. So for that we use spread operator. If you know a little bit of JavaScript, in JavaScript that the spread operator is present, that actually spread the value of the iterable elements in that column children, in that case particularly. Okay, and in the row that is also applicable. So in the, if there is any children of list, you can use the spread operator, that is 3 dot, to spread out your iterable elements in that list or in that container. So if I got reload it here, as you can see, it is showing list of 1 to 10. Okay, even that Flutter list built-in data structure having many of the benefits. Okay, now we can generate that list dynamically without hard-coded it. So how can we do that? We have to write list.generate, and we have to first give the length, and now we have to give the index here. Okay, so what we can do, if we hot reload it here, it actually not taking the effect because that is changed before build of the widget. So we have to make it hot restart to see the effect. As you can see, the text is overflowing because there is many more of the text is present. So for that, what we can do, we take at least from 1 to 10 because that will be very much fitted in our screen. And as you can see, the by default the index is starting from the 0. So what we have to do, index plus 1, so that it will be from 1 to 10. Now hot restart is, as you can see, it is showing 1 to 10. So in that way you can generate a list. We will see that practical implementation of it when we make a project on it. And there is many more method present under that list, so you can use them through that list.empty, list.form, list.off. There is many things is applicable. We will see eventually when we explore more things on the project as well. Okay, now beside the list there is another data type. This is the most popular data type. This is map. Okay, so it is actually showing the hash map architecture. So in that way you can define it. And as you know, if you have little bit knowledge of data structure, you know about the hash map. And in case of hash map, there is key value pair. So the key can be any kind of data type, can be any kind of data type. So in that map you can see, if you not declare any of the key and value data type, it will be by default dynamic. So that will be, in that way you can declare the values. But if I want to declare the data type of it, so if I declare here it has a string and here I write air bool, so as you can see error come because the key value is integer but we declare the key value as a string. So now we have to do in that form, and the value will be in the boolean form. So I give here as a false. So in that way you can add as many values as possible. So 2, true, 3 false, 4 true. Okay, so in that way you can add that as well, and we can play with that map as well. So for now I want to remove that list section because we already see it here, or instead of removing, we can do one more thing, map, and we want to just want to show that key values, not the just like we want to show 1 2 3 4, that the keys, not the values. So for that, what we have to do, we have to write underscore map, that is the variable name, dot keys, and keys is a iterable thing, so we have to first convert to the list form and we have to do it through the map. Okay, so if we do in that way, let's see what we get. So you can see 1 2 3 4 it is present here. So if we get confused with the list thing, I give here I indent it with the 0 so that it will be very much clear to you. And if I hot restart, because we declare here before the making of the widget. Okay, so let's see if after the hot restart if it is working or not. As you can see, after the hot restart it is working and showing 10 20 30 40. And if we want to access the values of that map, what we have to do, that the false true, that the boolean value, if we want to access, what we have to do, it's very much simple. Instead of the map.space, we have to write map.values. So if we want to hot reload it, the value will be show here. Okay, so even we can do in a special way. Instead of keys or values, we can use increase. Okay, so that increase will be iterable and iterable to list. So after converting that entries to list, that will be in that way, list of map entry string bool, the data type will be that. So that will be map entry list bool. So what we can do here, if we want to print that e value, that will be come in that way. So we can write e dot key and e dot value. Okay, so if we hot reload it here, you can see the key and value with that form it is showing here. Okay, so in the map there is special thing in the both list and map. If we want to add something in the value, so how can we do that? Let's first understand that. So I just want to remove some of the elements from the list, so with both list and map, and I want to make a floating action. So what is floating action? The floating action is showing at the top of the screen. Okay, so how can we do that? You have to add floating action under the scaffold, and here you have to use floating action button. So it is also a widget, so when we click here, that will be so. And now there is property of child, and child here we prefer icon, and here icon I add icon of add, so that icon will be so that the plus icon will be appear there. And I want to make the color of the icon as white so that it will be looking good, and the size also I want to make it 30. And if I want to hot restart here, okay, I make a mistake, sorry. If I want to make a hot restart here, let's see what happened. Now the button is arrived, but we not added any functionality when click on that button. So what we have to do for that, we can do in that way. So for the list, let's play with the list that is generated. So when we click on that button, a new value will be added to that list. Okay, and that new value will be the current length of the list. So how can we do that? List dot add and current list dot length. So just like as of now, the length of the list is 3. Okay, so when we add that, so 3 will be added here. Okay, so or we can do in that way, list dot length plus 1. Okay, and we have to show here as well. So what I can do, I have to copy that stuff and I have to paste it here and give a comma, and list dot entries, list dot map e, and yeah, tick. Okay, now if I hot reload it here, as of now, as you can see, this is the list values and this is the map values. I just want to remove the unnecessary things there, otherwise you will get confused. I remove the date time, and I remove I don't want to remove that code because that code is very much good. So I want to make a space between the text and other of the list and maps, so giving a height of 10, I think that will be decent. And between the list and maps showing section, I want to also give a gap here so that it will be looking good. And if now we want to hot reload it, as you can see, this is the list and this is the map. Now we make a small mistake here. Before clicking on the plus icon, as you can see, it is saying list.add, but that the effect will not show as of now, because if we want to add that, the value is not increasing, that because we not updating the state. So in the stateful widget, if we want to update the state, we have to use the state that I did in one of my previous video of this series. So now we have to write the state, and under that state, what we have to do, we have to cut it here and we have to paste it under the state. So if we undo that and if we make a hot reload, and as you can see, as we click on that button before, but the thing is that that the widget is not updated. So when we hot reload it, the widget is updated, the value is showing here, and it is now overlapping here. So in the column, if you face any overlap, you can wrap the column with a widget name as single child school view. Okay, but if you want to use the single child school view, make sure you wrap it under a specific width and height. So I want to wrap it with the size box and giving the size box with media query.of_context.size.width and giving the height as well, media query.of_context.size.height. and if I want to hot reload it here, there is some problem is coming. Okay, I make a mistake here. When you wrap column with single child school view, you can't use expanded. Okay, because if you want to use expanded, you can't use single child school view, so any one of them. So yeah, that's my mistake, sorry for that. If I hot reload it here, yeah, that is showing. So if I want to click it here, as you can see, the value is increasing, but we can also scroll as we added what we added, I also forget, single child school view. So now if we want to make a bouncing effect, as I saw in one of my old video of that series, we use bouncing school physics. So if we scroll here, there is a bouncing effect is going on here. Okay, now if we want to add some kind of values or some kind of operation in the map, what we have to do, just come here, and under that map we just want to add the length +1 as the key of that map. So how can we do that? So under that bracket, what we have to do, we have to write map.length +1, and in the value we have to provide both key and value. And one more thing, as we declare the type as a map string bool, the integer is not applied here, so we have to do the string interpolation to convert it to the string. Now the key converted to the string, and for the value, what we have to do, so we can by default add here true. Okay, now if we hot reload it here, and if we want to add that, so as you can see in the list and in the map, it is also increasing. The last value of list is 18 and last key value of map is 9. So if we want to plus it, so the last value is list is 19 and the last value of map is 9. Okay, now let's do one thing. Now make a hot restart here before seeing the effect what can done after adding to a map value. So we already see the effect of list add, so we can comment it out and make a hot reload it here. And we want to, if we want to increase the value, you can see the value is also increasing in that way. Okay, so in that way you can play with the list and map. And in the list and map, there is many more of the things is present. So if we want to add, so if we want to reverse the elements in the list, so you can use list.reverse. So if I do that here, let's see what happens. List.reverse, and let's see what happened. There is no changes because the reverse is returning the list, and we have to put it here. So okay, I think okay, because the reversed is the iterable, we have to convert it to the list. Okay, now if I plus here, as you can see, it is getting reverse, and if I click it here again, it is also getting reverse. And there is many more method in the list is present, just like sublist, smap, and many more fastware. Even you can find any of the index. So if I want to find the index of 2 just like I want to just print index of 2 in the terminal, just not any widget update. So what we can do, I just comment out the state, and here I just print out the index of the 2 in the list. Okay, so what we can do here, I make a hot reload here, and if I click on here, as you can see, the index of 2 is 1, because the index is start from 0, the 0 index is 1 and 1 index is 2, so it is showing 1. So in that way, there is many more list method we will explore when we further do many more when we further explore many more things. In case of map, there is also many more method. I want to show you a example, just like key and values example I already shown you when we object that in the widget tree. So in that map, we can check if any value or any key is present in the map or not. So here, if I write map dot content keys, so if we want to check some keys is present or not, if we want to check just like 5 key is present or not, so we have to write in that way, and I just comment it out. So let's see if it's working or not. First hot reloaded it, and I just increase the size of the terminal, and I click on the plus. As you can see, it is showing true. So because the 5 key is present here, but if I here write 100 key is not present here, so hot reloaded here at first, and if I click on the plus, as you can see, it is false because the 100 string interpolated keys is not present here. Okay, so that's list and map are the main built-in data structure that is mostly used in Flutter. There is many more data structure is present, but they are not widely used. That means that does not mean that they are not used. That is also used, but if you know that list and map, more than 90% work is done. Okay, so in this video we know about some kind of data types and data structure along with the data types, and we explore many more things. How can you show the list and map different kind of data in a list view or in a children of list, in a children of the list. So hope you love this video. If you love this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. The next video of this video is coming very soon. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Bye.